Fantastic win for Mark Allen over the 2024 world champion Kyren Wilson. Mark, you must be delighted at the manner in which you got over the line there.
Yeah, I finished yesterday's session strong and I continued that in today. Didn't really make many mistakes, one or two shots that I'd probably like to have back, but in general, that was a good performance.
It was a funny match, 5-0 up, 6-5 down. It felt as though taking the last two when you'd been pegged back to 7-all for the 9-7 overnight lead, it felt like that was quite a big moment.
It was big, but for me, it was more the manner that I'd done it. Obviously, I made 140 to go 8-7, and then I didn't really play any wrong shots in the next frame, even though it was a close frame. So I finished the session with full confidence, because of that. If I'd have won two scrappy ones, it maybe wouldn't have been the same, but yeah, 9-7 up, I was happy. I shared the session and I thought Kyren played very well, so to share that session was really good. But I knew I had to perform today, and I did. I didn't really make many mistakes and made a good clearance at the end to win.
And there was a really nice exchange between the two of you at the end. You can tell there's a lot of mutual respect.
Yeah, Kyren's like one of the ones I would get on very, very well with off the table, and he doesn't give you much, in the way of chatter or anything during it, and I really respect that because we're out there to do a job, but he spoke very, very kind words at the end, and sort of what I expected of him. Even his family, they're just the most respectful people you can meet. So that's the way it should be. Your enemy's on the table, but as soon as that handshake comes at the end, then you're best of friends again.
There were some parallels with Shaun Murphy's passage to the quarters and yours, because he came through a monumental first round match and thought he was going out against Fan Zhengyi, and then obviously won that decider, and then blasted his way past Zhao Guodong. Similarly, you had a bad session, or a bad start to the session, against Zhang Anda. Do you think when you've had a little bit of a shock and you've suddenly had to up your game, does it just sort of add a little bit to your, I don't know, your spice, your intensity at a championship?
Maybe. I know Shaun talked about, he felt like he was free rolling a little bit after, coming through that 10-9 in the first round, but I don't see it that way. If you come through a tough one, the next round starts again, and it's the World Championships. You should be nervous, you should be edgy from the start. It's not a free roll at all. It's a chance to win the World Championship, so there should be a lot of edginess, a lot of nerves. So maybe he handles it different to me. I don't know. Maybe that's where I'm going wrong. But I think for me, coming through a tough opening round didn't make me feel any better going into round two, but I played much better.
Looking ahead to the quarters, as we speak at the moment, we don't know whether it's Barry Hawkins or Mark Williams. I mean, if it's Barry, it'll be the third time that you've played a best of 25 at the Crucible. 13-12 and 13-11, one each. That tells us if it's Barry, it could be very close.
Yeah, we'll just toss a coin and go 10 all and just play the last 5 frames or something like that. But look, we've always had really good battles. Barry's a top class player, and he's got a great record here as well. So I think his recent record maybe isn't as good as what
That's
it was.
right. He had a few years where he's yet to he hasn't been back to the quarters for quite a while.
Okay, well it's I think he'd like a spell of 5 or 6 years where he got to the one table setup 4 times or something like that. So he's got good memories from here, but it's up to me to go out there and stop him. It's going to be tough, but if I play my best game, I'm confident in my ability.
And equally, if Mark Williams manages to turn round that deficit, and he's more than capable, what a match that would be.
Yeah, someone who have a good record against, but we've only played once here, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think he won that. It was quite comprehensively, 13-5 or something.
Don't rub it in, Rob, could you?
Sorry.
I think it was very one-sided. Didn't play at all well in that match, so I need to be better. But like I said, I have a good record against Mark, so hopefully I can continue that here.
It'll be a great match, whoever comes through. Well done.
Thank you.
Great performance today.